live.
We are here.
2, 1. What's going on? What's going on? We are back in this thing. Number 4,
baby.
Podcast number 4. Let's go.
Number four, baby. Moving on up.
It's time to get it. It's time to get it. You know, you guys thought that we were taking time off just because I went on a cruise. Not a chance. Freaking hitting some back-to-back shit, just like Drake, you know. So it's time to dive right into it.
Back to back. Speaking of Drake, Game 2 coming on tonight.
Ooh, true that.
See what happens tonight. Toronto took the first one.
Yeah.
See what happens. Hopefully Golden State can do something with it.
Seriously. What you think? Who you got tonight?
I think it's back in Toronto. I believe so.
Whoa.
I don't know. Drake's
the 6, bro.
Drake's vibe, you know, it's pretty strong out there.
Seriously, bro.
So they call it the Jurassic Park, the stadium. I think.
Do they?
So that's pretty.
That's lit.
Jurassic Park. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, Steph and Clay can do something because KD's still out. So
yeah. Whatever happened? It was his foot or something.
I think he had a high ankle sprain or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Those are nothing to play with.
Yeah, those are serious injuries, but we'll see. Check it out, see what happens.
Exactly.
But yeah, get some different stuff. You know, want to hit up. You know, this week.
I think this time, and like I said, guys, we always talk about advancing the channel. You know what I'm saying? Getting things better and more organized, stuff like that. Just so we're not like rambling. But we got a little board here. You guys are probably like, what the hell is that?
Can't see it.
In the corner. Well, this area right here, you got a board just to go over some topics. So it just, like I said, makes it a little more clear and concise.
Right.
I'm sure soon we'll have something where we can just freaking have it right here. Just
probably hang it up. Yeah.
Points. Yeah, or just hang it up. So don't worry, guys. We're always working on and talking about how can we make this channel better. So.
Yeah, always trying to do some bigger and better things. And speaking of bigger and better, I'm always watching our, channel just to see how things are going,
Yeah.
I just kind of noticed that I like too close to it, so it sounds blurry.
Yeah, a little bit. Sometimes,
so get away from it a little bit.
Just gets a little loud.
Yeah, so I just gotta.
But both of us
get away from
sometimes
it, because you can't be too far, too close. So you just gotta do it just right.
Exactly.
So that's one thing I've been noticing for myself, really, just not too close to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember when we hit the FIFA goal stuff, that was way too loud. But
that was super loud.
There's some things you just gotta get hyped for.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no doubt. I mean, you guys, mean obviously, so much to us, and I think it's just important that we give you guys the best content that we can.
Oh yeah.
And so we definitely don't take this stuff lightly. We want to be great at this. We don't want to just be average and just do this shit for shits and gigs. Like, we want to do this because we want to do this for a living.
Yeah. And it's fun to do, so it's double whammy.
So, I mean, just know you guys are always going to get the best out of us.
Yeah, for
sure.
Like
we had talked about, just to piggyback off of what we talked about last week, if you guys honestly have any topics that you guys want us to talk about, of course we have our own topics and stuff, but anything you want us to address, or like, there was a fan who was asking about this, or if you have personal questions for us, whatever,
seriously.
like
anything.
We gave you guys some background of us, you know what I'm saying, vaguely, but if you guys have questions, like, feel free to comment, like.
Oh yeah, we all got our stories, so
exactly.
Feel free to indulge.
No doubt.
But because I know you recently got that order from the CBD.
Oh, yeah.
CBD oil.
Soothe. SOOTHE, Soothe. Shout out to them on freaking IG. Check them out. Soothe Life. Yeah. They're doing some big things.
They supply CBD stuff.
Yeah, man. So they, were kind enough to, have kind of a soft partnership right now. Obviously, I'm just still trying out the products and things, but they got drops and they got, creams and ointments, things like that kind of like will heal, your ailments and have these different, you know what I'm saying? Like sorenesses and things like that. I think you used some of the cream as well one time, and you seem to have some pretty good.
I tried out your stuff. I didn't, because I was already taking CBD before.
Okay.
Because I had already, funny enough, I was watching another podcast, and he had like the dude who does it, he had like a discount code for a CBD company. So I was like, I've been wanting to try CBD, see if it works, see if it helps out. So tried it out. I think the company's called Uncommon Apothecary.
Okay.
Something like that. So if you guys want to sponsor us, hit us up. Hey. Or Soothe. Either one.
I'm saying Soothe, obviously, like I said, shout out to you guys. You guys have already, told me about, they've already, gone as far as, giving me a code and stuff like that. They want to make sure that I've obviously tested out the product first, and obviously it's been a couple days, you know what I'm saying, that I've had it and been using it. And like I said, for the most part, I have to do my own research, of course. That way I'm educated enough to then educate you guys on it. But, I mean, shoot, just talk about just some deep sleep, man. You remember I was telling you about it? Just sleeping super well. And, you know, it's some of the things it's used for is anxiety and other things, you know, stresses, you know, in life. And obviously I don't really have those as far as like I'm not a, you know, anxious person or have, you know, those kind of things, but I tell you what, it'll put you to sleep, bro, and like put you in that deep sleep, which is so important. Yeah, so important for athletes. One of the
most important things. Yeah,
deep in the REM sleep. So so Soothe, you guys are doing it right. So hopefully, like I said, once I'm able to, you know, try out the cream as well. I haven't even opened that. I haven't tried it myself, but some of my family members have, and then just get into that, and then I can, you know what I'm saying, give some positive feedback and just be able to say, look, like, let's make this thing happen and throw it on the gram and stuff and just put it in the bio and, you know, let people use my code and stuff like that. So that would be sweet.
For sure. But, yeah, I've been using the, like, 500 milligram or whatever.
Okay.
So it was pretty cool. I remember the first time I took it, like, I could definitely feel something.
Feel it?
Like, in my brain.
Yeah.
Like, something was going on there.
No doubt.
I mean, can't really describe it, but I could feel, like, something percolating in there.
So you know it's good.
So maybe it was healing the brain or something, but... Yeah, it's been working, so I feel like it gives me a little bit more energy throughout the day, because usually when I'm working, you know, and at a regular job or whatever, you kind of get those, you know, you get tired throughout the day, but it kind of gives me sustained energy and stuff, so that's pretty nice about that.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and then I tried the cream.
Yeah.
For my back, it was kind of acting up, but it definitely works. The cream's definitely effective, so
that's big time.
And then Mom used it for arthritis.
Yeah, exactly, in her hands a little bit.
So the cream's definitely effective for sure.
The creams are working. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's just a matter of, you know, how you can really, like you said, get to a point where it's like, okay, can I feel the CBD drops? You know what I'm saying? Like really help me. Yeah. And then like, it's almost one of those things where it's like it's supposed to just kind of like knock the edge off, not freaking, you know what I'm saying, get you to such a point. Obviously, there's no, you know, THC or anything like that in it. So it's not supposed to get you feeling just freaking crazy or high. It's just supposed to relax you. So for that purpose, like I said, and for what the dosage is, it definitely works. You know, I think that, you know, as they start to get another, you know, just kind of a better understanding on the product, not Soothe or any of these companies in particular, but us, I think you kind of figure out too, like, okay, like what's the doses that I need for me? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Whereas like, I think I actually am not, like I said, educated on it, but maybe these companies start to make one for actually athletes in themselves. Cause as you know, we're bigger, you know what I'm saying? There's more muscle density and need a little bit bigger dose. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Or have some type of strain in it that like allows you to, you know, and not with THC, but of course something different, you know what I'm saying, that helps athletes, because, you know, rest is freaking wellness, man. That's everything, exactly. So
yeah, I think I'll probably try like the stronger potency next, because like I said, I had the 500.
Exactly.
I think it probably works, but I think I could definitely go higher.
1,000, exactly.
1,000 or 1,500.
Exactly.
So try those out. So
no doubt.
See what happens, and we'll report back. You know, see if there's any positive benefits or anything like that. So we'll see what happens. Time will tell with that. But yeah, one thing, you know, just, you know, reminiscing back at the old days when we played video games and stuff, because I haven't played in a while. So I was thinking about like all the games we played about, like what's our favorite video games we were growing up.
We used to freaking go at it. Obviously, like we talked about in the last one, I mean, we always used to be sports.
FIFA,
you know
and stuff.
FIFA, Maddens, the NCAAs, freaking RIP.
Yeah.
You know,
that's crazy. They stopped.
I know.
Make it. Or NCAA, they stopped.
NCAA, yeah. So that's why I'm saying I think that was probably considered one of my favorite games. I think college was always more fun than Madden. You know, just because it had that kind of like environment to it. You know, that feel exactly like anybody could win in this game, you know, whereas like NFL is a little bit more like, I don't know, official in a way, you know, that kind of felt like it was like, okay, well, this is just a bad team.
Super Nintendo and stuff, playing Mario.
Right.
You know, on this, Mario, Donkey Kong, that was the shit. What else? What did we have there? Mario, Donkey Kong, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
or how about remember the one we were just talking about recently when we were at the GameStop, freaking Smash Bros.
Oh yeah, Smash Bros is lit, which is crazy because I didn't even really start playing. I never played it when I was young.
Yeah, that was more like college, high school and college.
We didn't have a 64, Nintendo 64.
Oh, that's true. You just had the original Nintendo.
We just had Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And then I didn't start playing Super Smash Bros. So I got to college.
Whoa.
Me and my freaking roommates would just go ham on that.
Ham.
Yeah. That shit's fun as hell because you can play with 4 people And it's just like, it's a battle royale. Exactly. So you're just going ham for hours.
That was the original battle royale. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? Fortnite just got, you know what I'm saying, the ideas from Smash Bros, bro.
Yeah, bro. But just freaking had so much fun playing those games. But yeah, just thought about it because you don't really play anymore.
Yeah, so. Exactly. I just feel like you don't have like, you just, as you get older, of course, you know what I'm saying, you just want to be more productive with your time.
Yeah, that's all it is. You want to do shit.
Like, could you imagine like if, and not even necessarily having to imagine, but you know what I'm saying, like some months and months down the road, of course, when we really get this freaking thing lit and going, like, dude, we'd be doing that right again. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of, you know, like
just time.
Exactly.
Yeah, having the time to do it.
Of course, you know.
Right now, we got other shit we got to do to make money.
Exactly. In order to put back towards the channel.
Exactly.
But if you're, you know, able to have, you know, financial freedom like that
and have more time to do shit.
You're good, bro. Just fire it up. Exactly. Like, let's ride.
Start playing again. Yep, so. Yeah, bro. Because we went to GameStop. Yep. What was it, like a month ago?
Oh, yeah.
Freaking, I haven't even played. I played one time. That's it.
So did I. And I got remember I told you I got the new Call of Duty, bro. For one, it's very much like PUBG, which I told you I did not like PUBG, how it was set up where you have to pick up all the attachments to the guns. That's at least for the Battle Royale version. If they would have just made a Battle Royale version of, you know, like you fly in, just like you do Fortnite or whatever. Yeah. Right? And then you hit the ground or whatever. It's a huge map. And then it was just basically just turned into like a team deathmatch. But it was obviously like a solo match because obviously you're fighting for yourself and just trying to stay alive. And it was just one big map. It would be lit.
Yeah.
But they turned it into something that's way more complicated. You have to put all these attachments on. I mean, there are people who love it, you know. So it's like, obviously, you can't really argue like what, you know, those guys are doing there for, you know, the Call of Duty games. Obviously, they're balling and making tons of money. But still, I was just like, bro, like, but just to answer your question directly, like, yeah, bro, I played it one time and I was like, all right, like, get off.
It's like not even playing it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And then I went back to Fortnite. I always kind of bounced back to that, you know what I'm saying, a couple times. And I'm like, okay, like, what am I doing? And then I'm like, let me read a book. Like, I got to make some money out here. Seriously,
be productive with myself. But, yeah, bro. It's just crazy how things change over time.
Yeah, bro.
But, yeah. Have you heard of Tory Lanez new song?
Broken Leg?
Quavo. I think it's with Quavo, isn't it?
So I heard, like, the little clip it. I actually meant to click in. So I actually was unsure about this. It's funny that you asked because I went in his bio on IG and then I tried to click on it.
Yeah.
And my guess was that was going to be the link to it or whatever. And I don't know if it was or wasn't. I don't think I came around to it. You know how you go into Instagram and then you start doing a bunch of other shit. Anyways, I saw the preview of it on his story. I was like, damn, this sounds like a banger.
Yeah.
And then I clicked out of it and went into his account and then just kind of like got lost in the sauce.
Okay.
And then I was like, I just totally forgot. But I was like, dude, I've been meaning to listen to it. Is it pretty good?
Oh, yeah, it's lit. You know, that's Tory.
Of course, Tory
he's
always
making bangers.
Always making
bangers. Which leads into the next point. Like, we talked about this before, you know, artists who, you know, just have such a good ear for
bro.
They just somehow know.
It's like
what's in popular demand.
Right.
What certain rhythms and beats are going to go well. It's just going to be a banger.
You just know. You know, like
Post Malone.
Oh my gosh, we talk about that all the time.
Tory,
Drake.
I
mean, it's just like it's things like that. It's almost like we talked about this last podcast. Like it's like the Jeff Bezos and the Elon Musk of music.
Yeah, for real.
Knowing trends, seeing it early, and just like this will be a hit, and I know it will.
Yeah, you got a talent for it.
It's crazy, bro. Exactly. Like it really is amazing though, like how they're able to come out of stuff in lyrics like out of thin air.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Essentially. And just like, and it's through, obviously, of course, I'm sure it makes it more authentic. And you see guys like Tory Lanez and guys like Drake, just particular ones that obviously we're big fans of, like that go off of like personal experiences.
Right.
And it's almost like, because you know all those other artists, like it almost seems as if it just gets really watered down. And it's just like you're talking about the same shit when you're just talking about drugs, money, and like, you know what I mean? But if it's like an experience that you're able to tell that tale, tell that story.
In a music form.
Bro, that's when it's like, whoa. Like,
get to the top level.
Exactly, bro. That's when it's crazy.
And people like Sam Smith and Halsey.
Bangers, always.
All of them make bangers, bro.
You know, we're just talking different genres, but just bangers all the time. Have you ever heard of Dan and Shay?
Dan and Shay?
Dan and Shay.
Dan and Shay?
Dan and, yeah, like Dan plus Shay. Bro, it's like this. You're gonna be surprised. This is a country what do you call it? Art, like art, like a duo or whatever.
2 guys,
bro.
Okay.
Bangers.
Really?
Like Nat put me on, and like I've been listening to their stuff lately, bro.
It's pretty good.
I'm telling you, bro, this is crazy.
Some
and
country bangers,
bro. I was like, this is wild. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I think is the most fascinating thing, and not to go on a big rant, but just it's crazy, bro, because like you can't hide it in country as you can in hip hop, as you know, with beats and just drown his voice out with just this freaking Metro Boomin beat, and you're about to just be exactly, bro. Like this is, you got to be telling a story, and that's what I appreciate of it. So I started listening after she had showed me a few songs. I was like, dang, like this is really good. And then I was like they're spitting bars. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Country form?
Yeah, and country form. They're just out here just spitting. So like I said, it was really, really cool. And like I just listened to one of their albums recently. I forget what it's called, but yeah, bro. I mean, they got tons of good songs. It's like back to back to back. Like something that I would literally only think of like Drake when I think of somebody, or Tory Lanez recently, that I can just let the first song go and just let it ride, bro. Yeah. That's the best. You know what I'm saying? When you can just let it go.
For sure.
So like you know what I'm saying? Like
they're on that level.
They're on that level, and I was like, wow, like that's impressive, because for one, I don't like country, and for you to switch my perspective on that and then have bangers, like,
that's tough. Yeah.
That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So
Dan and Shay,
bro. I'll show you some stuff.
Have to check that out.
Yeah,
Shout out to Dan and Shay.
Seriously, they're killing the game.
That's what's up. Well, yeah. Speaking of music, when you're listening to your earpods, just a pet peeve I have, bro. You fucking see people with their earpods flared out like this.
Oh my gosh,
bro. That shit pisses me off so much. I just want to fucking clamp their ears down. I can't stand that, bro. They just flare out like this. It's just like, it makes me think of like, remember in Toy Story, the alien with like three eyes?
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. It just makes me think of that.
Yeah.
It's just fucking crazy to me. Yeah, bro. But that was just something.
I saw. Out. Seriously, like, bro, they even showed it on the commercial. They're meant to go down.
Yeah, you got to go down. So like, if you talk on the phone.
Yeah, exactly. So
it picks it up easier.
Exactly. And it's just flush. It's supposed to be like there's nothing there. Not fucking.
Yeah.
You have two antennas coming out.
Yeah, coming out your fucking ears.
Exactly.
Because I saw.
Wild.
What's his name? The trainer, the black trainer at the gym. Dude who's. I forget his name.
Kevin.
Kevin. Yeah. He always brings a big board. He was in there. And
he had him like that?
Flared out.
Jeez.
Like, Jesus, bro. Just tuck him in.
Just don't mess up your swag, bro.
Just looking ridiculous,
that's so
bro. That's just something I just can't stand.
Had to talk about.
But I saw Joe Rogan. He recently had a podcast with Wiz Khalifa.
Okay. I was going, down the feed or whatever, like YouTube, and I saw one of those thumbnails that he was doing a video with him.
Wiz, yeah.
Yeah, he had like a big longhorn behind him, didn't he? Like this, like huge.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's just part of his office or whatever.
Yeah, just part of his office.
Yeah, I was like, that thing is huge. I didn't know if they were doing anything with it or whatever, but
I think it's just normal thing.
I got you. Yeah,
normal little setting back there, but yeah, he had with the podcast of Wiz. It was pretty good.
Was
it? It was like 2.5 hours.
Okay.
But he was talking about like him and, because Wiz smokes and all that shit, and they were talking about doing drugs or whatever.
Right.
Talking about how he took mushrooms one time. I think it was mushrooms or something. He took some type of drug.
Right.
He was like talking to this dude who was like a jiu-jitsu guy, because Joe Rogan, he's like big in jiu-jitsu and all that stuff. And I guess like while he was on mushrooms or whatever drug he was on, he said he had like a bad feeling about this dude, like while he was talking to him. And I guess it turns out he was on the run for rape. That dude was he was talking to, so he could like kind of sense it somehow, which is kind of weird. So.
When he was on that drug, whatever the drug was, that's insane, bro.
Yeah, bro, kind of a crazy thing. But the reason I originally wanted to bring that up is because for me, when I was in college, one of my old teammates, he was like crazy, bro. He's actually dead now.
What?
He's crazy. Yeah, bro. He died of an overdose of meth.
Holy shit.
Bro, this kid was fucking crazy. I'm pretty sure his name was Jake. I forget his last name. I'm pretty sure his first name was Jake, though.
Okay.
Bro, he was just one of those kids, like, you could tell, like, something was off with him.
Exactly.
Like, as soon as I met him, I was like, oh, okay. This dude's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So he just never wanted to get on his bad side or anything like that. So I remember one time we were at a fucking house party, and this dude, one of my other teammates, was like, yo, Jake. It's like, fuck this dude. I don't like this dude. He was like, who? He turned around, pointed him out. Dude just clocked his ass, bro. Dropped him. Didn't even know him.
Dude did?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Had no idea who it was. Didn't know his name. Dropped his ass, bro.
Jesus.
Like, he was just one of those crazy motherfuckers.
Yeah,
bro.
Exactly.
So I was like, all right, I'm never fucking with this dude.
Exactly. Like, Jake, look, I just want you to know, bro. Like, we're cool.
We're on the same team, bro.
Like, we're on the same team.
I'm all about it.
Seriously.
I'm on your side, bro.
We're
good, but you could I could just sense like he had something was off.
Something was off,
A few years later, or a few years, after I graduated, I heard through the grapevine he fucking passed away. Yeah.
Holy shit, bro.
Crazy shit, bro. But you can kind of pick up on that.
Yeah, of course.
When,
you kind of know, bro.
Talk to people,
are just
or
off.
see them, and
like,
something in their eyes or some shit.
Yeah.
It's always weird. It's rare that you run into people like that.
Exactly. But you know when you see it.
Yeah, you're like, something's off with this person.
Exactly. No doubt.
So it's a pretty crazy situation.
Well, did people think that, like, when you guys were at school, obviously he was, like, doing drugs and shit, like, while he was there?
I'm sure he was.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably, I'm sure he was doing the drugs, but it's like, if you don't get caught,
exactly,
then, there's not much you can really do.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? None of the coaches could tell anything.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Because they're oblivious to it.
Of course.
So. Yeah, but it was just a crazy situation.
It is crazy, bro. What the hell?
Yeah, dude. Crazy shit, dude. That's what just made me think of it when I was watching his podcast.
That's pretty
he was talking
insane,
about
though,
that.
because, like, you remember, like, you and I have talked about it a little bit, too. Like, I think we watched the same podcast together, and I was telling you about, DMT. Is that the stuff that he was taking?
DMT.
Anyways,
it might have been.
DMT was, like, some stuff. I don't even know, like, the, term for it or whatever, but... Anyways, this is like some type of like, shroom,
hallucinogen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like Jay Alvarez would do it a lot.
Jay Alvarez.
Remember the one that I told you like travels a bunch and like makes all those like dope videos
and
stuff, like jumps out of planes.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
So anyways, he was just saying that like he does that sometimes and like he feels like there's like another dimension and stuff, you know what I mean? That like when you like, and here's what's crazy is like apparently there's been like studies and stuff done about like what it does to your brain, and not necessarily I'm not even gonna act like I know, you know what I'm saying, but as far as like it's not necessarily a negative thing, but apparently like a bunch of people took this like DMT shit and they all saw the same thing.
Oh really?
And it was like 20 or 30 of them saw the same shit.
Wow.
And it was like, you know what I'm saying, I like went to this whole other world basically, you know what I'm saying, type deal.
Unlocks a whole dimension.
Yeah, seriously, like. And I guess that's just like one of the many reasons why like Jay Alvarez, and I'm sure there's other people out there as well, of course, that like believe that like this whole thing like that we live in, this world is like a whole like simulation,
like a matrix, like the
like
matrix
that's
type
truly
shit.
That's what he believes. Like he's like, dude, he's like whenever I get new ideas that pop into my head, he's like I just feel like it's like a universal like glitch. You know what I mean? Like type shit like that. When I get a new idea or something like that, I'm like, damn, bro. Or like the universe is giving me something,
feeding into.
And like I said, Jay, like I would love to like pick Jay's brain. You know what I'm saying? To like see, you know what I'm saying? Because he seems like a dope ass dude. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like and just super cool, and he's like traveled the world and whatnot. But like, I don't know, bro. It's just like a different perspective, man.
Yeah,
like
bro.
you just
a lot of people say that like when you take like shrooms or DMT or that. Have you heard that ayahuasca or something like that? I think it is DMT.
Okay,
actually.
Probably is. Yeah,
maybe that's just
another name.
Yeah, another name for it. But people say like when you take it, it's just like unlocks like your brain and
like shit in your brain. Exactly, like you can't fathom.
Yeah,
right. Like until you take it, and then it's like
then you just like got a whole different perspective.
That's crazy, bro. Shit is nuts.
I don't know, bro. It's crazy shit. But
trippy shit.
Yeah, bro. You had anything like that? You ever like saw like somebody who was like kind of off? Going back to that thing.
Oh yeah. Like seeing somebody off. I mean, shit.
Well, you're like, man.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily like in particular. You know what I'm saying? Like one time, but for sure. I mean, if I really like sat there and thought about it for a minute, I'm sure I could come
somebody
up with
would pop up.
Yeah, bro. Like somebody that I was just like, whoa, like bro, you gotta chill. Like there's definitely. You know how there's both people and then like situations too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That you're gonna get
certain
of course,
situations.
Definitely more situations, and people can relate to that more. Like where it's like I gotta get the fuck out of here.
That shit doesn't feel
exactly.
right. Yeah.
So, I think definitely more situations, just because. But for the most part, it was kind of cool. Luckily, I didn't really run into too many of those, especially being in Miami. You know what I mean? Like where you think like shit would get pretty wild. Like there's no doubt like people were doing like crazy drugs and shit. And like there were people who like. Would ask me like, hey bro, like you want to do some coke and shit like that, and I was like, nah, I'm straight. You know what I mean? Like just shit like that.
Yeah.
And like what's cool though is that like at the least, like, even though they wanted to do their own thing, like, at least they respected me enough to be like, okay, like, cool, like, let them be.
Yeah.
Like, because obviously it's like, bro, like, you really want to fight because I won't do coke? Like, you probably don't want to go this route anyways, because you're gonna get your ass beat, and then like,
you don't want that.
Exactly. So it's just like, there's really no point in that. But yeah, like I said, it was like, I've definitely been asked like quite a few. I'm sure you've had the same thing before, like, and I'm just like, nah, I mean, I'm straight, like, you know, but I don't know.
Yeah, but that actually brings up another, like, when you have that feeling, that bad feeling or whatever. It actually, because I watched a documentary a long time ago. It was about the gut bacteria, and it has like how it has like the same amount of neurons, I guess, or cells as your brain does. Wow. Your gut does. So it's like when you get that, you know, people always tell you go with your gut feeling. It's like your gut is kind of communicating, because there is like a certain nerve or a certain, I don't know what the fuck it is, something that connects straight to your gut to your brain.
Oh shit.
So it's like it kind of is your gut actually talking to you when you have that feeling like something's not right. You know, people always tell you go with your gut feeling. It's like, you know, people are starting to find out that science is like,
there's really some shit to that. Yeah, exactly.
Like, there is a real feeling to it.
Damn,
so it's kind of crazy.
That's nuts. I had
no idea. It was on Amazon Prime. I forget what the fuck it's called, but something basically with your gut bacteria. Whoa. How like it's like your second brain basically. Like it communicates with your body and shit.
That's insane, bro. Go with your gut.
When people say go with your gut,
they're talking.
They mean that shit.
Talking some knowledge to you.
They mean that shit for real. Funny. Yeah, bro. But I remember when we were in Miami, we went to that gay night or whatever.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Bro, I remember that because I remember that was in that club. I remember one time like I was just walking by some dude, and I remember I bumped into him. And he was like, he looked at me, like just stared at me for like 20 seconds. I was like, "What's up, bro?" And I didn't know if he had like anything in his hand or anything. Yeah. So I thought he might have had like a knife or something. Yeah. But that was like one of those situations.
Of course, you're like gut feeling like, let me
exactly. You know, not try to confront this dude.
Exactly.
You know, so
just probably the smartest thing. Exactly.
Yeah. So that was one of those, another one of those situations too.
Just to clarify, that night.
Yeah, we weren't purposely going
to a gay night. We went to Story.
That was a crazy
And we were like, situation. All right, like, it was so funny because like I wasn't of age at the time, and I was like, bro, we got to get a fake and shit. Remember we went through the
whole process.
We got one.
Did you use mine? Or?
I think we did the pass back. That's right. Yeah. And I was like, bet, like we're in. We're like, man, like walked in here. We're like, this.
And Story's like a huge.
Story's huge. Like Story's like just a step down from Live.
Yeah.
And really, Story and Live, I think David Guzman, he's the guy who, I believe his name is David Guzman. Anyway, shout out to him. I want to say he's the guy who kind of like runs all of them. But, So he's freaking balling. But yeah, we went in there. We're like, all right, bet. Like, and we just hear like this techno music and shit. We're like, okay, bet. Like, and like,
cool, whatever.
This is cool, whatever. We get in here, and then we're like, all right, like, where's the chicks at and stuff?
A lot of dudes.
What's going on? It's so weird. And so, anyways, we just like, you know, all right, let's like just keep scanning it. It's early.
Gotten here yet.
Exactly. It's like 11, and we know that like it's different than what it would be here. 11, shit would start to pop off here in Atlanta. It's like 1 o'clock in Miami. If nobody knows that, like you're getting ready at 11 or 12. It's insane in Miami. It's a whole nother world. But anyways,
right.
So we're like, okay, it's early. I'm telling you guys, like it's early.
Yeah, we're good.
So anyways, we're like, what the hell's going on? Next thing we know,
a lot of dudes.
Whole lot of dudes. Just more dudes coming in, more dudes. And like we had split up, you know what I'm saying? And we were just trying to like, you know, just check the scene, find some chicks, and nothing.
Sure enough.
And we Googled it. Didn't we? Because we were like, what the fuck is this? And we looked it up, and it was like gay night
at Live.
Or something. And it said something like that. Remember, we were just like zooming into it because it actually never told us directly.
No, yeah, because when we bought the tickets, we didn't fucking know.
No, exactly. It didn't say gay night. And we were like, all right, fuck it, let's
Definitely
ride.
Wouldn't have bought them.
Definitely not. So we actually got in there, and like we looked up this DJ. And then after we looked up the DJ, we come to find out he's like kind of like looking flamboyant, whatever, and we're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And like, so we doing like this whole research, literally standing in the middle of the club.
Yeah.
And we're like,
oh my God.
We gotta get we just look around. It's like one of those things where like in a movie, exactly like the whole room expands and you're like, bro, we gotta get out of here now.
Yeah, we left after that, didn't we?
Oh
yeah. So that was a crazy situation.
Bro, the shit was insane. I don't know, bro. Like I said, that was just kind of one of those experiences that were just like, never again.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I mean, we can't say we've been to a gay
We can.
club, I guess, so to speak, but not for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to the Joe Rogan's thing, he was actually also talking about when, you know, just because I think he was talking about Elon Musk or whatever going to Mars, and he was saying that you know, what it would be like if you could vacation on Mars, how cool would that be? If you could like go there and vacation there for a little bit. You know, obviously, if they have oxygen and all that shit,
of course,
living comfortably out there, or whatever.
Bro, that shit would be insane.
How crazy would the freaking spaceship be? It'd be like the ultimate cruise ship.
Seriously, bro.
There's so much shit to do on
That
there.
shit would be crazy, honestly. Like, but it's like we had talked about before. Like to me, it's just mind blowing in itself that like that's the shit that we're worth talking about. You know what I'm saying? And, like that's like
It's actually a possibility.
that's actually exactly. It's like maybe we should just like slide out to another planet. Like what?
Hit Mars real quick.
Exactly.
For a few months or whatever.
Exactly. that to me is what's, you know what I'm saying, the most mind blowing.
Pretty crazy, yeah.
Bro.
So,
That
but
shit's wild.
that's also because I don't know how far Mars is. I guess you'd have to travel like light years or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Question mark?
It's like if you do travel there, when you come back, people would be older.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because you travel at a certain speed where you wouldn't get older because you're traveling faster than the speed of light. So, but when you come back, everybody else would be like fucking 10 years older and shit.
Exactly, grandpas and shit.
What the fuck happened? So that's something crazy to think about too. It's like,
Right.
oh, I'm gonna go on vacation, but your whole life's gonna pass
Exactly.
when I get back. So,
I'll be back in 10 years.
yeah, fun.
That's crazy.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, the whole situation that we can actually think of possibly going to Mars or any other planet.
It's crazy, bro.
Mind-blowing,
You know?
yeah.
It's like, not necessarily, I mean, it's never been obviously like frowned upon, but it's just nothing that we were talking about at the time. You know what I'm saying? It was like,
It's crazy shit, bro.
now it's,
Somewhat of a possibility.
exactly. Remember the stuff that like we used to talk about, or just as far as like movies and shit, like we always used to joke around about like, maybe they're just like preparing us for it. You know what I mean? Like all these movies that we see about like, remember like 2012 and that was supposed to be the end of the world
yeah.
and shit like that. Like it's almost like, let's just give them a little bit of something. Like let's just let them see it a little bit. That way, when it really happens,
They're somewhat prepared.
that they're kind of prepared for it. That they're like, I've kind of been here. Like I don't know where I've seen this, but and then they've really just been living this out in movies the entire time. You know?
Yeah.
And it's like now you're seeing more shit about like you said, fucking traveling and space and you know what I'm saying? And, like I don't know, to me, I don't do like a lot of research as far as like, what NASA is doing and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they're always of course like trying to find the next big thing, you know what I'm saying, whatever, and like get more pictures. I just almost feel like nowadays I see more shit about like stuff being like leaked. You know what I mean? Like them getting more clear pictures. You know how before, remember like years ago, like we would see like these, like almost as if our cameras and shit like that were good enough, obviously, like to take really, really good quality pictures. But it was almost like, obviously, in Mars and shit like that, and like, it was kind of like trashy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now it's almost like it's like HD fucking 4K. They're like landed, been there. You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like we always talked about, okay, like we got somebody there. And then it was like silence.
Yeah.
And then now it's kind of like back and it's like, oh yeah, like we've been there. Like we've already like it could be a possibility. You know what I'm saying? Like studies say there's a possibility that we could live there. Like shit that we're talking about now. It's like, where the fuck was the like, first we just got there and then now we're talking about living there.
Yeah.
Shit's crazy, bro.
Something's going on.
Yeah.
No telling us.
No doubt. So, I don't know.
But speaking of the gay bars, not to go back to the gay bars, actors should do like gay scenes and stuff. That was, I don't know why, but just if I was an actor, I'd be like, I'm gonna pass on this role, you know what I mean?
Apparently, well, I'm not gonna say I know because I don't, but I've just heard that like you could, get paid more and shit like that. I mean, my guess would be is you get paid more because like you're willing.
You're doing something.
Whereas exactly like something that you don't want to do. Exactly, extreme, right? Like, I mean, that would be my knee-jerk reaction that like, yeah, you better fucking pay them a check if they're willing to do some shit like that. But I mean, I same thing, bro. I'd be like, nah, I think I'm straight. Like, I'm legitimately straight.
Pretty sure I'm straight. So
I think I'm a good pass on this, but I appreciate it.
So I was thinking Brokeback Mountain.
Oh my god.
Those dudes are straight.
Oh, yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger was straight.
Yeah.
I think he was. But, that was super gay movie.
Super gay.
So I was just like, how does that change? You know what I'm saying? Like, even though you're acting, it's
no doubt.
You're doing that.
Oh yeah.
You're toning down a dude, so it's like.
I mean, bro, for instance, he's changing. for instance, just like you had said a second ago, we talked about this before. Staying on the topic of Heath Ledger, bro, he died because he was playing the Joker.
Right.
Yeah. He got so deep that he couldn't get out. And there's a lot of actors like that. I mean, look at Snow that we're talking about recently.
Yeah, seriously, Jon Snow, he's freaking losing it. Yeah.
Bro, it's funny because we talked about it, and then I saw someone like E.T. later that night because I went home and mom was watching or whatever, and bro was talking about how after they said cut for the last time, he said when he took off his armor, it was like ripping his own skin off. That's what it was like for
Jon Snow?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's what he said.
He was like,
he's so used to being that character.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't know what to do. I'm like, bro, what? Exactly. But it just, like you said, puts it in perspective. Like, bro, if you want to be great, bro, you've got to dive in.
Yeah,
you can't just be like, exactly. You can't just be like, okay, it's not. It's really not even a light switch. And I think that as you get better at it and become a professional, because that is exactly what you would be, I think that you're better at kind of, hitting the switch on and flipping it off when it's time.
Yeah.
But it's about control.
Right.
Just like football player, as you know. You know what I'm saying? When I need to get aggressive, when I need to do what I need to do, I flip it on, but I'm still I'm not, just like everybody thinks that football players are just the fucking meat all the time. Meatheads when they walk around, they're actually super, super nice. So people are always so surprised when they see football. They're like, oh my god, he's so nice.
So respectful.
What the fuck do you think he was going to be? Like a dick the whole time and wants to kill people? No. He's doing it because he's getting paid and he's taking care of his family.
Right.
But people just don't realize that. In a parallel, that is freaking great actors and actresses.
Turn it on.
You dive so deep, bro, that it's
it's hard to come back.
Exactly, bro. There's a difference between playing a fucking 60-minute game and doing it for 10 years. He said they did that show for a decade.
Game of Thrones, yeah. 10 years, bro.
Bro, you tell me,
some crazy shit.
That's crazy, bro. Yeah.
I just don't know if I could do that. Jump into something like any other role. I feel like
exactly.
Comedy or even do a serial killer. You could pull that off.
Yeah, exactly. You pull that off.
The gay shit.
I don't know.
Hey, actually, the gay was good.
It's like, is this really happening? A scene that has to happen? You can't just put a stunt double in there?
Stunt double, just don't switch in the face.
Seriously,
I might throw up on him before that happens. That's great. I was always just thinking, and I feel like the Hollywood community is the boundaries of being straight and gay are very blurred.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
For the most part.
No doubt. Because it's just well, are you making money? All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like priorities are just different, And it's well, if you're on the newest and hottest thing as far as the show or movie, it's we don't really care how you got there type deal. Want to suck somebody off to get on the roll. Exactly. People just don't care, bro. I guess that could arguably be a good thing or a bad thing as far as people just kind of
go with the flow.
Exactly, go with the flow, just live their lives, man.
Kind of just get rid of their morals.
Yes, you know what I mean.
Like you said, it could be good or bad.
Yeah.
I guess it's really up to the person.
It's really up to the person, exactly.
Whatever you think is best for you. But probably something I can do that.
No, definitely not.
But have you seen that trailer for that one movie? I think it's called The Kitchen or something like that.
The
Kitchen. It's with I think it's Melissa McCarthy. It's supposed to be like a crime drama or something.
Oh, really?
It's like an all-woman cast. So it's for me, I was just nah. I'm good on that.
Exactly.
I'm all for women doing everything, but it's a crime, that's a male.
Exactly. Role. Exactly.
They're supposed to be it's got what's her name? Tiffany Haddish is in it too.
Okay. Maybe I have seen the
trailer before. Yeah. And they're all supposed to be gangster women or stuff.
Okay.
It's
Oh, I do think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's that's such a macho role. It's
exactly. How good is this really going to be?
I'm saying it's just hard for me to believe it.
No doubt. Like I said, no. I mean, nothing just women at all. Exactly. I hope we have a freaking woman president really soon, because I know shit's gonna change for the better. But as far as roles, I mean, there's just shit that.
And there's so much, especially for movies.
Oh my gosh, exactly.
So much women movies out there now, which is great. But it's like because of the Me Too. That's what it is. It's just that wave of the Me Too movement.
Exactly.
Let's have women do everything. It's like, well, there's guys too.
Yeah, exactly.
So now.
Exactly.
Some good quality guys who do the job. So I just saw that. I was like, nah, it's gonna be a no for me.
Exactly. But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe it turns around and has some pretty good ratings or whatever.
Maybe judging the book by its cover the wrong way.
True. Who knows? But it'll be interesting to see.
You never know. Yeah, movies are always interesting. Sometimes you're good, sometimes not. You got anything else?
50-50. I mean, not really. That's about it.
You got your tryout coming up pretty soon?
Oh, yeah. It was something that I, talked about my Tasty Talk, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, just got this thing in.
You already uploaded.
Yeah, exactly. So, the 17th of June through the 20th, I'm going to Mission Viejo, California, and I will Cali Life, do another spring league over there. So it's like 2 days, practice, and the last day is a game.
Okay.
So that'd be pretty cool. Just get some more fresh film and that kind of thing in front of everybody. And then some NFL, CFL, and the new league, the XFL, will be out there just kind of scouting it. So, hopefully, of course, I mean, everybody knows the goal, get to the NFL, get back in there, of course. And, but if there's, kind of a stepping stone as far as the XFL or the Canadian Football League, whatever, if I have to do that in order to get in, kind of the back door, just kind of get some new relevant film, and, that's what we got to do. So it's the grind, of course, just like this is. So got to put the time and work in.
That's what it's all about.
Exactly.
Put that time in. So
yeah, that's really it as far as me,
Okay. Yeah. Nice, bro. Nice. Yeah, so I just got like I said, I got that business credit card, so just working towards the goals that we've been talking about.
Exactly.
So one step in the right direction. So
big news about to come up.
Hopefully some big things will be popping off real soon.
No doubt.
So we can actually make this thing happen, bro.
Exactly.
So I think that's it for me. You got anything else, bro?
I think that's about it, bro. I think we come to conclusion of episode 4
in the books. Short and sweet on this one.
Exactly.
Right.
So I hope you guys enjoyed today. Say it with me if you guys know it. You are uniquely different. God took his time on you. You're one of one. And I know we told you today. I love you so much. Peace. Peace. Nice, bro. I want to say that this thing fucking stopped. Stop recording. Or it started recording one of us. So we may have to take some of the audio from this. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened. And it did.